Brian Harman, friend of the show, wins the Open Championship by 6 strokes. I finally found the golf ball that he sent to us. He autographed this. He had 2 holes in one round of golf, and this is a few years ago. And I'm looking all over the place because I normally have inventory here, a Rolodex, and I finally found it. So if you're watching on Peacock, that is the golf ball that Brian Harman autographed and sent in to the show. And this was kind of boring. I think the only interesting part of yesterday was the weather and the role that it was going to play, but it didn't. Brian Harman did exactly what you want from a championship golfer. He had a couple of highs and lows, but rode it out and ended up winning in impressive fashion. Here is Brian Harman. You probably hadn't heard Brian Harman speak before, but what a wonderful performance by him. And he talked about his motivation for winning the Open Championship.
After I made the second bogey yesterday, a guy, when I was passing him, he said, "Harman, you don't have the stones for this." That helped.
That was the motivation?
Yeah, that helped a lot. It just helped snap me back in, that I'm good enough to do this. I'm going to do this.
So it was a case of trying to prove any doubt was wrong?
I'm not going to give that guy any more. I shouldn't have given him credit right there. I figured at some point that I was going to hit bad shots. I mean, it just, with the weather and the scenario, you're going to hit bad shots. And I knew that the way I responded to that would determine whether I'd be sitting here or not.
Yeah. There was a guy, I think, on the first tee who wanted him to hit it, was rooting for him to hit it in the bunker. So right away, that crowd was, they wanted Rory, they wanted Tommy Fleetwood. They didn't want somebody that they didn't really know in Brian Harman. But Brian Harman is more like every man. He's like us. He doesn't hit the ball really far. He's just unbelievably consistent, knows exactly what he can and can't do, and he was a great putter. Got it up and down and was a great putter. And in those conditions, what he did, I mean, that was, and it felt like it was David versus Goliaths, plural. If you looked at the leaderboard there, John Rahm's up there, McIlroy's up there, Fleetwood's up there. You had some big names up there. And then Brian Harman refused to go away and wins the Open Championship.